It's Heather here. Gonna go ahead and shoot today's video. It's really early in the freaking morning, or not early. It's late. It's like 8 a.m. But anyways, I was basically sick all day yesterday. I'm still kind of sick. I still feel a little nauseated, and I feel a little warm, like I'm still running a fever. I was having problems with up under my right side of my rib cage again, and my stomach was just completely and totally tore up. I literally took about 7 Tums yesterday. I laid down, I don't know how many times, got back up. I was belching. Tastes like burnt popcorn. That was making me nauseous as hell. I've looked up all signs and crap like that before and everything. I've dealt with this before. I've dealt with it a lot more since I've been living here. This makes about the 7th or 8th time that this has happened, just in the past few months of being here. I moved in here at the beginning of March, so I do think that diet and stress probably has something to do with it. Diet, I can't control my diet. I can't control what I eat. Then, on top of that, my grandmother believes that, like you have to eat when she says you have to eat, kinda. Like, she's very narcissistic in that way, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, just controlling, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, then I've been stressed out because of everything. And literally just everything. My kid being gone, moving out of my apartment, losing my dog, not finding him. It's been 9 months now that my dog's been missing. Dealing with EJ all that time and the heartache and crap like that. Just everyday life, I guess. I don't know. I don't think it should be everyday life, though. I don't know why my life is everyday kind of this stressful thing. And then every time that I try to get on the enlightenment path or the positive path or whatever you want to call it, it's like everybody just comes knocking with their negative ass shit, to remind me to stay negative, and I can't fucking stand it. But yeah, I was pretty damn sick yesterday, and I talked to Ed about it, and I talked to No One about it, and I even talked to Honest about it, and Honest just told me that he hoped that I got better. No One, well, he pretty much said the same thing, but me and him was kind of bickering, I guess. And then he was like, go to the hospital. And I was like, I don't have any insurance. And he's like, go to the hospital anyway, and you can have them back up and pay. I'm like, yeah, but they're just going to give me nausea medicine again. I've been up there for this before, and that's all that they do. And they tell me that I'm supposed to go to a specialist and have my colon checked out. And whenever you look it up, it's like, it's like the main two things that it kind of just blatantly says, which will make you, kind of become a hypochondriac, is Crohn's disease or colon cancer. And I've read it before, and I've freaked out about it before, and I've tried to just let it go and not freak out about it and everything. And the reason I didn't go to have my colon looked at, even when I was on insurance, even when I was married to my husband and on insurance, is because for the specialist, for the gastrologist, or whatever they're called, gastroenterologist, I don't know. But anyways, for them to check my colon out, is going to be $1,000 up front. And if you've seen my previous videos, you will know that I don't have $1,000 up front. I never have, or whenever I do, I have to use it towards other things if I've ever had that money. Here I am, 30 years old, fixing to turn 31. My kid got taken from me. I just got my license in November. I've never had a vehicle. I was trying to create my own independent life, and my parents had to get the friggin' government involved, is the way that I kind of look at it, to a degree. It's like they wasn't glad enough that they hated me. No, they had to make the government hate me too, basically. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? And the thing is they got me on something that's the same shit that they did to me weekly. My dad did to me weekly, basically, my whole life. And I did it one time, to my daughter, and my dad did it to me weekly, and I'm just supposed to live with it, deal with it, be okay with it, and then allow him to raise my fucking daughter. Are you fucking kidding me? And yet I do it once, and oh God, I'm the worst mother, says the government, on the face of the fucking planet, basically. And it's just like, are you fucking shitting me? And this is another reason that, I believe the suicide rate's gonna go up, is because we are getting condemned and treated like shit for the same shit that we lived through. Our parents can go and beat us, and we go and spank our kid, and oh God, our kid needs to be taken from us. Our parents can threaten to kill us, and we can get mad at our kid, when we're stressed out, and, threaten to kill them verbally one time, and our parents did it to us weekly or every 2 weeks, and it was okay for them to do it, but it's not okay for us to do it, And I get that life is supposed to, grow and evolve and all that, like you're supposed to in life. You're supposed to grow and evolve. But it's hard to skip so many generations, so many things, and just skip them all. It's really difficult to just be like, oh, we're going to skip this much of stuff because we say so, because we're the government and we're trying to move things ahead even quicker, so that way y'all can't keep up, basically, because we don't want y'all to keep up. And it's like throwing their own people up under the fucking bus and shit like that. That's like, for instance, everything. I mean, the way that everything has kind of morphed over the past 20 years into this just fast, take on everything, for as far as development wise and efficiency and all kinds of stuff like that. And it's like, people can't keep up with that. I mean, in all honesty, there is nobody that can fucking keep up with that. That's the reason we're all kind of like in this mental health state, like, of crisis. Like, everybody basically has a mental health disorder now. Like, whether it is, paranoid schizophrenia, bipolar, borderline personality, depression, anxiety, social anxiety, what was the other one? Avoidant personality disorder. But basically, we can all be labeled as having some type of mental health problem or disorder. And the reason why is because, like, that's how fucking bad it's got. Like, I don't know how else to word it. That's how fucking bad it's got, and that's how people would rather judge than heal. People would rather label things than heal things, and that's even like dealing with my parents and stuff like that. My parents were not the best towards me, and nobody has healed that, and they're not willing to heal that. And I can't heal it. I've tried. And so it's not getting healed. And so then I had to go on, and have my kid and raise my kid. And here I am, this broken thing, trying to raise my kid. And my parents were broken too whenever they raised me. I get that they were, but holy shit, they weren't as bad as me. Or if they was, then they had learned how to cut off emotionally. And if we're going back into that, then we're definitely going to end up going back into a damn recession, and have another fucking, like, and be like the damn Great Depression again, and people back then, a lot of people haven't researched that and seen how that, affected society as a whole and things like that. And then that's even like, there's just so much out there that nobody even knows or processes or understands or anything like that. And it's ridiculous, the amounts of stuff, the amounts of knowledge that's out there. That's even like, just something simplistic that I brought up to my grandmother, who used to always be know-it-all. I would have to pull out the dictionary when I was like 12 years old to prove to her that a word meant what I said it meant, because I'd learned it in school. But she couldn't take that me saying that to her, that it was the truth. So I'd have to pull out the dictionary or even the encyclopedia to prove something to her, because she would argue with me. She would argue with me and tell me that I was wrong, even though I'd just learned it in school and I'd just taken a test on it and I'd passed the test. And I would come home and I'd be talking to her about it, maybe a little bit or something, be like, I passed my test today, and she'd be like, oh, that's good. What was it about? And I'll be like, it was about, mammals and why they do this and, how they, live in their habitats and this and that. And, I'd use a word or something. She'd be like, oh, you didn't use that word right. And I'd be like, yes, I did. She'd be like, no, you didn't. I'd be like, yes, I did. And I'd have to pull out the damn encyclopedia or the fucking dictionary to prove it to her. And I don't know. Life is just shit, basically. We've reached a point where, like, nobody wants to help anybody. Everybody wants to hurt everybody. Nobody wants to help anybody heal. Nobody wants to help anybody with anything. And then the people that do want to help, like me, the people that do want to help, people have not listened to them. Like, when the fuck is people going to wake up and kind of listen to, the ones that want to help, that are like me? Like, I'm trying to understand that so much, It's like, when are you going to care? Shit. Hold on. When are you going to give a shit when somebody's trying to help you? And somebody that's not just helping you going, here's the directions, follow them. But somebody that's actually going, here's the directions, this is what we're going to do, this is the game plan, I'm laying it out for you, I'm putting it right in front of you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me, feel free to contact me. Feel free to, say things to me that you may not feel like they make sense, but you're trying to understand, and I will try to understand what you're asking me so I can try to help you. Like, I don't know what the hell has happened to people in general. Like, everybody just wants to, like, eventually we're going to reach a damn point probably that it's going to be like, past the time a baby is 6 months old, it's basically, supposed to take care of itself, other than, like, I don't know. Like, it's bad. It's fucking bad. Like, that's just the way that I feel. Because it's like, where the fuck, like, you've got to help, you've got to be willing to help people. And where the fuck we've, like, got off on that, and nobody's wanting to help anybody, and everybody's just wanting to be like, here, do this, here, do that, Bless his heart. But, no, man. But, he's writing me about something. So cute. But, no, man. But, anyways, I was not expecting. But anyways, it's like, I don't know what has happened to people. I really don't. I don't know what has happened to the world over, like, for people to not want to help people. Why everybody has become so greedy and so selfish and so self-absorbed and so mean and so hateful and so cruel. Everybody's, like, living out of their ego, basically. Like, literally, a baby's gonna be 6 months old, and you're gonna be like, oh, you're 6 months old, you can crawl now, so I'm gonna put all your diapers in the floor, here's your baby powder, there's your butt cream, you know how to crawl over and lay down and unbutton your snaps in between your crotch and undo your diaper, and here's the diaper wipes, and you know how to wipe your ass, and you know how to, and, like, people are literally, going to be like that with their damn children in the future, I feel like. I've seen people that do that with their damn 2-year-olds. I've seen a 2-year-old change itself. Change its own diaper. It's not potty trained, but I've seen, a 2-year-old, like, literally, lay down, pull off their pants, undo their snaps in the middle, change their damn diaper, get back up, and go and make, go wash their hands and go and make their own damn bowl of cereal. And I'm just like, and people are like clapping and applauding and being like, that's self sufficient. That is so self-sufficient. Oh my God, my child is a genius. Look at what a genius my child is, because they can do that for themselves at the age of 2. They can make their own food, and this and that. And there's even kids out there that do shit, at different ages, even younger than that. And everybody's got on this, let's teach everybody to be self-sufficient, self-reliant, self-independent, self, And that is where we're going to end up losing a bunch of shit, is because eventually we're going to become completely and totally emotionless, and we're just going to be literally walking past each other without even noticing each other. We're not even going to notice each other. Like, I don't even know. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy. Like, people eventually are just not even going to notice each other. I mean, we're done fucking getting there. And then that's the way that I'm having to be, because my family, like, I'm done, I've done had to be self-sufficient in those basic ways, I guess. And even though I'm not self-sufficient in other ways, and I'm not independent for as far as the world's, definition of an independent young woman and shit like that, at the end of the day, you drop me off in the middle of the fucking woods, basically, and yeah, I might freak out like anybody else would, but eventually, I'm gonna, like, that part of me, that survival is going to click, like, it's gonna click and it's gonna come into play quicker than it would somebody that has not been through the trauma of this, be self-reliant type shit that I've been through, Like, there's other people, you'd put them out there and they would literally go insane for days upon days before they would even think that maybe they should do something, like maybe they should have a plan, on, how am I going to gather food? I need a fire. How am I going to get a fire started? How am I going to maintain a fire? I need some type of shelter. I need some type of water system, or whatever. Like, I need, I need some type of protective, mechanism or something, because I don't know what is out there. I don't know what the enemy could be. I need some type of weapon. I need some type of, like, I don't know. People just... And even though there's a lot of people that they've sat there and they've watched stuff, and lived through things. Now, there's people that have lived through those types of things, and they definitely know more about that shit than I do. And I haven't lived through that type of crap. But I'm just saying that I'm more inclined to know how to deal with that than somebody that's, let's say, their mom or dad's a fucking millionaire, and they've had everything handed to them their whole damn lives, and you put them out, there, and they'll sit there for like 14 fucking hours being like, okay, guys, this game's not funny anymore, and they'll cry and all that shit, Where me, it'll kind of be like, okay, this isn't funny, okay, where the fuck? And after about 30 minutes, I'll probably be like, you fucking bitches, if you're playing a game, I'm gonna kill your ass when I fucking see you, basically, But after 30 minutes, I'm probably gonna snap in, like, I might cry after 30 minutes and be like, okay, I'm alone, okay, now what do I need to do? And that's just the way our brains are wired, because based upon whatever the fuck we've went through. And so with that being said, we never have, no two people have the same identical life path. But we are trying, for some reason, society is so governed by ego and greed and shit like that, and the devil, if you will, and negative things, that's all that everybody's kind of on. Everybody's kind of on this path. Like, you're getting called to take the same road as everybody else. And maybe that wasn't meant for you. And that's like one thing that I even tried to get through to my kid, is my kid was like, mad at me. And she's still mad at me. She's mad at me because she doesn't have and she hasn't had the same life as most people her age. Just like me not having a car, and me not having my license. And most people can drive their kids places and stuff like that. And I'm like, you're not the only person in the world that doesn't have a parent that can't drive. For starters, I have a cousin that what is it? She's not epileptic. I mean, she is, but she's like, I don't know. I don't know what hers is called. Anyways, hers is just where, like, any type of flashing light, bright light, or whatever sets it off, triggers her. So she can't drive. She has 2 kids. One of her kids is the same age, or around the same age as my daughter, and the other's even older than my daughter. And they've made do with their life. And that's what I was trying to get through to my kids' head, is like, we've got to make do with what we got. Stop looking out and going, oh, they got this, oh, they got that. And stop worrying about them looking in and going, oh, you got this, oh, you got that. I was like, and just focus on what you do have, because there is a purpose and a reason that you have what you have, that you are going through what you're going through. Stop rejecting your own self-worth, basically, just because some dumb dipshit kids are telling you to. Stop it. And that's the reason, like, we were arguing a lot in the months before she left home and everything, is I was like, you are not this person you are pretending to be because they've beaten down your ego and you think you even have to have an ego to survive. I was like, my kid never had an ego type, dilemma or problem or whatever. My kid was just who she was. She just did what she did. There was no question to it. I'm not saying she was a brat that I let run around and destroy things. Oh, hell no. She had rules she had to follow. She couldn't climb up on the counters and put, sticky shit everywhere and all kinds of stuff like that. I didn't let her run around like a wild maniac, I taught her right from wrong. That's like even when she was 1.5 years old, this one woman was like, I could have swore that baby just said to me, excuse me and thank you. And I was like, you're damn straight she did. I was like, that's my daughter. Yeah, she said that, and she's like, she knows how to speak and say things like that. And I was like, yeah, because that's the way that I've raised her, and I was like, and if you would have raised your kid that way, they would have done that too, and that's basic common sense, and that's even like my parents sit there and they probably think, why can't I, their daughter, be more like who the fuck ever, or be more like even my damn sister. Question, did you raise me and my sister exactly the same? Answer, I can give you, they can give you. No, they didn't. They didn't raise us the same. So I can't be like my sister, and so on and so forth. But then that's where the government and the ego and shit like that kind of comes into play, is because even if they could have raised us the same, God has not made us the same. My sister naturally is blonde, or used to be. She might be like a mossy brown right now, but she used to be blonde-headed as I don't know what, and I've been brunette my whole life. She has blue eyes, I have green. She has fair-complected skin, I have olive-complected skin. We're just different, because we all have different purposes. And until we can learn to respect that about each other, we're always going to be in constant conflict and turmoil with each other. And the ego is what makes us point fingers at other people and go, me. And that's even like me living here with my grandmother. I'm like, okay, this woman has stayed the same my whole entire life. And I'm like, God, what is your purpose behind it? I do not understand it. But then it's like, okay, I'm just going to agree to disagree. But then I know that I don't necessarily like her. she's my grandmother. I love her because she's my grandmother. But the way that she does things, I don't like a damn thing that she does most of the time. I don't like the way she talks. I don't like the fact that she smokes. I don't like the fact that she smokes in her house. I don't like the fact that she can't leave something alone no matter how many times you tell her to leave it alone. That she has no respect for boundaries. She has no respect for anybody's boundaries. She has no respect for privacy. She likes to get on the phone and gossip if she can. I mean, there's so much that I don't like about her, but okay, fine, whatever. But then she's the one that usually comes attacking me most of the time whenever we've lived together before in the past and been like, I really don't like this about you. I really don't like that about you. I really don't like, I don't like. And after so many I don't likes, I can't take anymore. So then I'm like, you know what? I don't like this about you. And then it's like, I can't believe you said that. It's this over dramatic shit. And it's like, no, I'm giving you back what the fuck you've been giving to me the whole damn time. You didn't like that I went to school and I learned the definition of a word that you didn't even know existed. And so I had to pull out the damn dictionary and show it to you. And then you still didn't believe me, even though it was in the damn dictionary, the Webster dictionary that you paid fucking money for, that's in your damn house, that you go to for help whenever you need help on knowing what a word is. And I'm pulling it out and using it. And you think that I'm using it against you. And that's even like my kid. The last little bit she was home, she tried to use the Bible against me. She tried to say that, what was it? Something about if I believe in God that I guess I wouldn't worry as much as I do. And I was like, oh, we gonna bring up the Bible? I was like, okay, what's one of the commandments? I was like, list your commandments off to me. List the 10 commandments. And, we got to the one that you're supposed to respect your mother and father. And I was like, okay. Have you done that? Have you respected your mother and your father? And she's like, well, about her dad, because her dad hasn't been part of her life. And I'm like, no, I didn't ask you what your dad did or didn't do or whatever. I asked you if you respected him. I was like, and I'm asking you if you respect me. And I'm like, and I'm not even talking to you about, what I've done for you and what I haven't. I said, I'm just asking if you respect either one of us. I said, what is your definition of the word respect? And we got into that. And then she's like, well, I have respected you, but I'm just tired. I'm tired. And I was like, you think you're the only one tired? I was like, I'm tired too, but I still go on. I still keep on. I still keep trying. I still keep doing. I was like, so don't talk to me about being tired when I'm older than you. And I know, baby. I know. And then whenever I brought up about her dad, she's like, but because I've not always talked kindly about the man, I'm like, damn asshole, or whatever, and stuff like that, but not a lot, but still, and my kid has even got in on, being like, why did he leave me? Why won't he come and see me? Why this? Why that? And I'm like, I don't know, and like it's easier for me to just say because he's a retarded drug addict than it is for me to go into a 45-minute discussion of, it's easier to give simple answers sometimes. I hate that it's like that because sometimes simple answers, but I done gave her so many elongated answers, in dealing with her dad, just like when she's little and she wake up screaming and crying, where's my daddy? I want my daddy, and I would try to get a hold of him for 3 damn days because I thought that she was picking up on like some negative energy and like he had died. And instead I would find out that he just got arrested again. And I'm like, well, still, it's odd that she's crying and he gets arrested, and I'm just like, well, he's safer than he would be out on the streets, I guess, I reckon, because if he's out on the streets, he's probably getting high as hell and he might OD, but if he's in prison, then maybe he won't OD, and so maybe he's safer, but like, anyways, we got into the discussion, she brought up the Bible, tried to throw it in my face, and I just was like, do you respect? though? Do you respect? And she's like, yes, I do, you know. And I was like, And I was like, that's the reason when I ask you to do something, you do it, right? And she's like, well, not all the time, stuff like that, which I get saying stuff like that, and I get being the age that she is and all that and everything. But I was like, Ava, it's a different thing when I'm asking you to do something for over a year or two, like get your room together. Like, her room was a wreck. Her room was literally a wreck. It was like shit was literally in boxes for I don't know how long. And then I'm the one that finally done it up like a year and a half before she left. So like for a year and a half, for like a year and a half, stuff was still in boxes in her room where she hadn't unpacked. She wouldn't put stuff in her own room where she wanted it. And then even when I did it, she had the audacity to, you know, kind of say to me, oh, I would have put that over there. I would have done this. I would have. And I'm like, well, why the hell didn't you? I'm like, why didn't you? You had ample time. Like, I gave you long time to do this. You didn't do it. I got tired of looking at boxes, you know. And that's the thing, too, is I got tired of looking at boxes, in all honesty. This is me, and I shouldn't have. Because of people coming in and looking at my kid's room and being like, why is half of her shit still in boxes? And looking at me like it's my fault. Like, she's old enough to unpack a box of her toys and put them on a damn shelf or in a damn drawer. But she chose not to. And society just, I don't know, society interferes way too much. People interfere way too much. And they say it's because, you know, if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile and shit like that. And that's the reason, like, I understand that, in all honesty, like, people hardly ever spent the night with me when I was a little kid, you know? And I hardly spent the night with people when I was a little kid. I mean, I did, you know, quite a bit sometimes during the summer, you know, or something like that. But for the most part, we kept our lines drawn, you know, in the sand, you know, if you will, to a degree. And I see why. I see the benefit of it. You know, I also see the negative of it, but I see the benefit of it, of keeping people out, because most people just want to come in to be mean. How are you going to want to come into somebody's life just to be cruel? Like, if you're doing that, you should catch yourself and stop. Stop. Don't come into somebody's life just to be judgmental and be an asshole. Like, that's going to make you miserable as a person. Don't do that. Don't hurt yourself like that. Oh, I'm going to come into your life and be an asshole to you. Ha 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 ha, because it's so funny. Ha 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 ha. It might be funny for you in that moment, but I guarantee you karma is the biggest bitch you ever met, and it's going to come back to you. So don't do it. Oh, but it's easier to be funny and make wisecracks and make jokes and shit talk about people. Ha 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 ha. And it's so funny in the now and ha ha ha. And I get popular because I made the jokes. Ha ha ha. Like, do you hear how childish or ignorant, I guess you'd say, you're being? Do you hear that? Do you understand how fucking ignorant you're being? Like, why not come into somebody's life to be nice to them, to be kind to them? So with that being said, you know, and this video being as long as it is, I'm going to end it here. I hope everybody's doing good. Keep putting your best foot forward. Take care, and I'll catch you later. Bye.